Okay, so everybody is celebrating Ashanti and Nelly on their new baby and their engagement. And I'm just like, let's talk about it. So in order to fully understand why I'm giving this whole situation a bit of a side eye, we need to go back to the beginning. So right back at the beginning that nobody wants to talk about because everybody wants to pretend it's the reenactment of The Notebook, Ashanti and Nelly were in an on and off relationship for 12 years in secret, okay? Key. 12 years of a secret relationship that was on and off. I mean, it was very well known that him and Ashanti were together, though he never publicly claimed her. He never publicly said that this is his girlfriend, X, Y, and Z. And she never did it either, but then you can kind of understand why. If he doesn't want to do it, then why would you be out here saying that you're with this person who's not claiming you? Embarrassing. But anyway, now in 2014, Ashanti came out to confirm that her and Nelly had broken up and there was no beef between them. But then in 2015, she comes out again to confirm that they've broken up, but says this time that she had been betrayed. So between 2014 and 2015, it sounds like Missy came to her senses about what was actually happening in their dynamic to some degree and actually didn't speak to Nelly again until they reconciled during an event. It sounds like she just went no contact because one of the organizers, I can't remember the name of the organizer, I know he's famous, I know I get it. The organizer actually said that they didn't tell Ashanti that Nelly was going to be there because they didn't want her to just not show up. So in translation, he used a third party to get into a position where he could have access to her without having to do too much, without having to step outside of his comfort zone and confront her directly. That is how much beef there was. So let's pause and backtrack. In 2015, Ashanti confirmed their breakup and said that she'd been betrayed. In 2014, he starts dating Chantel Jackson. Are we noticing the crossover there? And not only does he start dating Chantel, he publicly claims her. Over the 7 years, he's in interviews talking about how much he loves her, how he can't see himself without her, how they plan to have babies, how they plan to get married, etc., etc., etc. He's basically on social media claiming this woman to be his love. Now, Ashanti says they broke up due to a betrayal. I'm assuming that was the betrayal. That betrayal, that relationship continued for 7 years after that, at which time Ashanti has nothing to do with him. Nothing at all to do with him. Then in 2021, Chantel announces that her and Nelly have broken up. September 2023, Ashanti and Nelly reunite. Now, since then, we haven't even had a whole year yet. And she is pregnant, and quite heavily pregnant, may I add. She's started a business with him and is engaged. And let's not forget that the pregnancy and the marriage was something he claimed that he wanted to do with his ex. So we're seeing a pattern again of not doing what you were supposed to be doing in that relationship, but then giving it to the next relationship like that, right? But in the opposite direction. Like, he didn't claim Ashanti publicly, but he claimed the new woman straight away. The old woman stayed with him for 7 years and they never had kids and they never got married, but then he does this with Ashanti straight away. Do you see a pattern? Because I'm starting to see a pattern. And I know he's given her the whole time made me realize nonsense because of what he says in this interview. Check it out.
You know what I think? Time does a lot. Time does wonders for a lot of different things. And when you get a chance to reflect, time is one of those things that allows you time to reflect on what's what, and you get a chance to see things in different lights and see your faults and see, different things. So I think we both did that. And
time is not a measure of anything but time. Time on its own doesn't equal changed behavior. What in that explanation that he gave, apart from him saying he thought about it, tells you that anything has changed in his behavior, in his way of thinking, in his way of being? Because like I said, time on its own is only an indication of time. He's not worked on himself in any way. He's done no therapy. He's just sat down in a corner and thought about it. Now, social media is giving it the narrative that, wow, 20 years and they're still in love. And I want to put that flame right out right here because that is romanticized nonsense. That is not what happened here. Like, I know people love these two together, but we need to stomp out that romanticized nonsense now because it's giving room for toxic narcissists and abusers to hoover you back in 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, 20 years later, and romanticize the situation in that exact same way. And in order for us not to be vulnerable to that, we need to stop romanticizing these types of situations across the board. We need to stop doing it. We have to see it for what it is. Now, I'm not saying that they can't work, will never work, it can't turn into a loving relationship. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, in order to make any change, you need to know where you're at. So we need to accept the situation for what it is. He was not in love with Ashanti for 20 years. They were in an on and off, probably toxic secret relationship for 12 years, after which he left her for another woman and continued to date that woman for 7 years and almost married her. And when that situation didn't work out for whatever reason, he then went back to Ashanti. And no more than 7 months after they got back together, she's pregnant, they own a business together, and they're engaged. I don't think getting pregnant, getting into business with him, and getting engaged after 7 months is a particularly wise move. It's not uncommon for people to have long engagements, so fine, fair enough on that. But the pregnancy and the business, absolutely not. She's tied herself up in so many ways with this guy far too early in. And with the history that they already have, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. And I know some of you will say, well, they were dating way before they officially announced it. And I get that, but dating behind the scenes, especially when you're a celebrity, does not prepare you for what will come and the challenges you'll face once you make it official. And let's not forget that toxic narcissists and abusers love to tie you in with a pregnancy, with a marriage, with a commitment or something else very early on in your relationship. So getting pregnant and tying yourself up in ways that she has before actually experiencing the reality of their situation is not a wise idea. And another thing that's interesting to me is after all of that, all of those very major things happening in a short space of time, all directed by him, he's nowhere to be found in any of these announcements. We don't see the proposal. He's not there for the announcement of the baby. This guy is just literally MIA. I mean, just check this out.
She has finally announced she's pregnant after months of speculation, and now it appears she and Nelly are also engaged and planning a wedding 1 year after reuniting. In an exclusive interview with Essence magazine, the R&B singer made the announcement that she and Nelly are not only expecting their first child, but Nelly also got down on one knee and asked her to be his wife.
Did she get pregnant and bury him in the basement? I don't know. Maybe we need to send out a search party for this guy, because this guy is just gone. He's not available. He's not here. Where is he? This isn't adding up. I feel like she's been robbed. And manipulated, because whilst he's not doing that, he's doing stuff like this. Check it out.
Okay, here you go. All right, happy birthday.
Oh my God! Wait! Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Still big.
It's not adding up. And what is also not adding up is her response. Look at the way that she responds to being given a diamond encrusted watch. Check it out.
Oh my God. Wait, I gotta look in the mirror. Hold on. My gosh. Wait, did you see that? It's blinded. Hold on. This shit is so crazy. I'm like so overwhelmed. This shit is fucking cool.
There's no waving of a ring. There's no public response to her being engaged. Don't you guys find that strange? I find that strange. Not only is she being put on the front line to announce all of these things to the public without his visual support, but she's kind of playing down the engagement aspect of it, I think, which again makes me give that whole situation the side eye. Like, did he even propose? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Your man is supposed to be your emotional, mental, and physical protector. That's the idea. right? And the fact that he's just leaving her to deal with everything, to announce everything on her own after what he's already done and the public humiliation he already put her through the first time is a red flag to me.
Also, whilst he is not with her to stand by the major changes that he is instigating in the relationship, she is championing this relationship so hard. And it's screaming imbalance. You know when they say you're doing too much? Well, she's doing too much and he's doing too little. He hurt her to the point where she had to X him out of her life completely to move on. And now that he's back, he's still finding ways to rob her of the basic significant moments whilst appearing as though he's doing something. No, I don't like this.
Because a lot of the time, these toxic narcissists and abusers, not saying he's a narcissist or abuser, but he's definitely got some toxic traits.
They will appear to improve and do things for you, even things they never did before. But at the same time, they will also find other ways to undercut you and shortchange you. And unfortunately, that is what I'm seeing here. Now, the problem with this scenario is when we're in it, we also convince and shortchange ourselves. We'll tell ourselves that this is a special case and actually allow them to shortchange us. And when you're in it, it can be really hard to know whether it's a reasonable compromise or whether you're lying to yourself. So when you're in this situation, if you ever find yourself in this situation, I recommend that you ask yourself this question. If we were to break up and then later on down the line I were to see him down on one knee proposing to another woman, I saw him stood by another woman's side announcing their pregnancy, would I feel cheated? Listen to the answer and the feeling in your body. If the answer and the feeling is no, carry on. But if it's yes, you're being cheated. Because if it truly didn't mean that much to you, it shouldn't mean anything to you if he went on to do it for someone else.
A lot of the time, these toxics don't come back because they realize that they love you. A lot of the time, they come back because they can, because you allow them to. Sometimes they just come back to see if you'll allow them to. So please, ladies, we need to stop doing this. We need to start seeing things for what they are as they are. And if you want to give someone a second chance, if you want to allow them to spin the block, then go ahead and do that. But do it whilst being firmly attached to the reality of what happened in your relationship so that you can navigate the relationship in the healthiest way. Like what she should have done is said, hang on a minute though. We're going to get back together. Great. This is love. Great. I'm all for it, love. I'm all for it. But when you left, you betrayed me and tore my heart out of my chest. So I really need you to recreate the safety. I really need to understand that that person that did that no longer exists before we move any further. This is the way that we need to approach that type of situation.
On guard and assessing the situation as it moves forward.
Don't just put the blinders on and just say, well, you know, it's been 20 years. We've loved each other for this. Stop it. We need to stop doing that, ladies. It's not conducive. It's not helpful. And it really does just make it easier for them to lure us back into these toxic, narcissistic, and abusive patterns.
Now, I can't quite put my finger on what exactly it is with these two, but
this feels like a setup for something. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's what I want to share with you guys today. Let me know your thoughts about what I've said here in the comment section. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. And until the next time, live boldly, live empowered, live from the inside out. Bye for now.